Hey everybody, it's a nice mid-August day and I thought I would go on a little bit of an adventure. My cousin and I started this tradition, you could say, of paddling across one of our local lakes and then exploring some of the public land on the other side. And we were kind of just thinking, you know, we'll keep doing this, but we kind of got separated a little bit. He works in another state and I have a really weird schedule, so we haven't gotten to do it in almost 2 years, so I'm going to go ahead and do it today. The only difference is we usually would use a little 2-stroke motor to get across on a little buzz boat that we had, but he took that with him when he moved to a different state, so I'm going to go ahead and try one of our old paddle boats. I'm going to test it out and see if it floats, and if she does float, I'm going to take her over to the lake, paddle across, and explore on the other side. And there's actually something pretty unique over there that is not in everywhere around here, so I'll show you guys that as well. Let's get going. First order of business is I have to find the boat. So this little lake here is called Jug Lake. This is pretty close to my grandparents' property and we just kind of use it to toil around, and it's not very deep. There's no alligators or anything as far as we know. Oh, look at that. So the first step is just to make sure that the boat has no reptilian friends underneath. Looks like we're good. I've got some gear for the hike, but I'm not going to take that on this test run. I'm pretty confident in it, but I'm actually a little bit less confident now in the oars than I am in the boat. Make sure that is in there nice and tight. And in she goes. I'm going to go ahead and hop in, then we'll get paddling out and just give her a test run. Some of the lily pads in Central Florida have sort of taken over, and as a matter of fact, they're killing a lot of the underwater ecosystem. It's sort of become a big issue with all the algae blooms that are coming out through Florida, and we're kind of trying to work on it, but it's very difficult and very expensive. As soon as I'm past these lily pads, I'm going to go ahead and readjust my seating here and then get to where I need to be. All right, let's move. Yeah, actually the paddles are working pretty well. Perfect, just landed. And that could not have been better. Let's go get the boat. If you ever want a tip for backing up your trailer, Always hold the bottom of the handle. It will prevent your brain from reorienting the steering wheel, causing your trailer to go in the opposite direction. Hold your hand right at the bottom and turn left to go left with the trailer and right to go right with the trailer. It works every single time. Also definitely transitioning to the tactical bandana. Way too hot out here for a hat. It's movie magic. There we go. We made it with my jerry-rig boat trailer and public transportation, and I even think this tire's a little low. Let's drop this thing in the drink. And that right there is where we're headed. And it looks just like a normal pine scrub forest that you would see in Florida, but there's something pretty interesting over there. Going to go a couple more feet and then I'm going to switch positions and we'll begin. Looks like we've got a storm coming in over there from the west. Shouldn't affect too much. Boat is staying nice and dry. We're doing pretty well so far. Clear, you can actually see some of the vegetation towards the bottom. And that's because there's no lily pads or anything out here that's preventing it from growing, which is a great thing. A lot of the centers of the lakes still have quite a bit of bio-integrity, and it hasn't been affected by the algae blooms and the lily pads. It's taken me 8 minutes to get across. Really not that bad. Thank God it's not Normandy, right? Now, when my cousin and I first came out here, probably in 2018, we stumbled across a bench, and that bench is where I'm going to aim for. Ho ho ho! We made it right on target. Look at that. We've got somewhat of a dock. I'm going to go ahead and hop out here and pull the boat onto shore. That is not going anywhere. And welcome to an authentic Florida man adventure. Here we go. Now we're going to head into that bush and head east, and we'll eventually hit our sandy target that we can walk through. Just within a couple of steps, we've made it to the clearing. I've got my GPS running on my watch, so I know where the boat is. Some cool history about this area where I am here. My grandfather moved to Florida for a variety of reasons, but one of the reasons being his father lived here and they loved it. They saw a tree canopy when they were trying to find a place to live, and they just fell in love with it. So I've been in this area ever since then, but they're actually originally from New Jersey, and it's been almost 40 years, so they're still getting used to the heat. Two boats. Right here, minus some of the kudzu invasion, is exactly what deep Florida looks like. You've got these beautiful shrubs, you've got tall oak trees, and a lot of sago palms, but it's not common to see bamboo in Florida. People will plant it in their gardens. Actually, Disney's Magic Kingdom uses it to wall off some of their employee entrances, but it's not something that you necessarily see naturally. Well, when my cousin and I were hiking through here all those years ago, we actually ended up finding, right through this clearing, an entire patch of bamboo forest. Look at this. It is absolutely stunning to see all this bamboo. And you, like I said, you really don't see it naturally. So it's pretty cool. And there's actually a clearing here. And every time we've come through this clearing, there's been new shoots of bamboo coming up in the way. So every time I come out here, it seems to rain. So we're gonna just walk through and see if it rains. I gotta show you guys something amazing. You can probably barely see her, but that is a banana spider. And then right up here next to her is the male. So I've been hiking for about 7 minutes. And in typical Florida fashion, it just started raining. And I just got done saying that it's not gonna rain. And it's raining hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on my rain jacket and buckle down for a minute. Boy, howdy did it start raining. And I'm having a great time, but a little bit soggy right now. This is honestly not that bad. The only thing that's concerning is I have some water sensitive medical equipment in my bag, and I've got a couple other things that I prefer not to get wet, but hey, it's all right, it'll dry out. There is literally no cover here. But earlier I saw those two boats. So I'm gonna flip one over on myself so I can get out of this rain. So I've been hanging out under this boat here for the last about 20 minutes because the rain got so heavy that everything I had on me got completely soaked. So there's also another boat over there I showed you guys when we were coming in, so I hid my stuff under that one. I ducked under this one, and I'm just waiting for it to clear up a little bit. I hear the birds, so it's almost time to get moving, and it takes me 8 minutes to get across the lake, so I think it's about time to get rolling. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes. That was a pretty good shelter. Let's go get our stuff. All right, looks like it kept it relatively dry. That's all we can ask for. Piece of the tortoise shell. I'm sure most people know this, but the tortoise shell is actually part of its skeleton. It's part of the vertebrae in its back. The rain has let up. It's really kind of swamped us out. I'm gonna go check the status of the boat. I'm gonna go get my jacket, and I'm gonna head back over the lake. Just in that quick rain, we have some serious flooding right here. The first time I came back here, all of this that you see right now was completely covered in water, all the way up. The following year I came back, that little bench that we hit earlier was completely dry. Check out the hare in there. He's calling for somebody. How cool is that? There he goes. Beautiful. If you're ever going to do a sketchy docking, sort of like I did, always make sure you've checked underneath the body of the boat to make sure nothing could puncture through. The worst thing in the world would be if you were just doing your thing and all of a sudden you had a leak in the center of your boat. Oh yeah, it rained a little, didn't it? And there's our drain plug. We'll just let this run for a minute. There are some amazing parts of Florida, and this is definitely one of them. But I just like being on the water. I like lakes, so maybe I'm partial. That wind's coming in a little bit cold. That means that we're gonna get some more rain here pretty soon. And I would like to get back before I have to live under a paddle again. We've got time to spare. Check out all these storm clouds over here. Check it out. We've landed. For all you non-native Floridians, this is a sandhill crane. Dang it. Bandanas come in so useful. Well, there you have it. We didn't get too far. We only got about half a mile into the forest, but when you live in Florida, you sort of learn not to plan too intensely because things will often go awry faster than you would think so. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.